For those of us who love shonen anime, it's all about the power, growth, and action. What naturally makes or breaks a shonen anime is its fight scenes, part of the big three, including Naruto and Bleach. One Piece too comes with its plethora of fights. As a shonen fan, we live from fight to fight. The characters' victories are our victories, and their failures too are also ours. Nothing can be more satisfying than watching a fight scene, whether we're caught up in a power surge or a desperate reversal of fortune. So for today's video, here are the top 10 points in the One Piece so far. We start with some nostalgia. Luffy versus Arlong. It's go guys, you guys now. Early in the series, before the Straw Hats crossed the Grand Line, goofy faces, Arlong in a fight for Nummy's freedom, an arrogant fishman who considers humans to be inferior. Arlong wreaks considerable damage on the Straw Hats with his rapidly regenerating sharp teeth and pure physical strength, amplified more so when underwater. Number 10. This fight is as emotionally charged as it is powerful. Along with Long Sword, Giddy Bulky is rendered useless, and Luffy diminishes Arlong Park along with its owner in one swift flow. Next up at number 9, the Straw Hats go up against the Zombions. While Luffy is off looking for Moria, the Straw Hats take it upon themselves to fight odds who proves more than a handful. Undeterred, the crew pulled off some of the most effortless and creative attacks. It's a rare joy to see the Straw Hats work so well as a team, when in almost every other case Terror fighting solo, even when Moria enters Oz's guts and the Straw Hats seem to be fighting a losing battle. They never give up. Using all, they must analyze and find all his weakness, which turns out to be his right arm. But sunrise around the corner, the Straw Hats of war, just enough time for Nightmare Luffy to save the day. Number 8 spot. Luffy fights his first warlord of the sea crocodile in the kingdom of Alabasta. A man who's eaten the sand fruit crocodile is by all accounts invincible, more so because Alabasta is all desert. Not only do Luffy's attacks fail to hit crocodile, the villain leaves a hero close to death not once but twice. This fight stands out for the sheer persistence with which Luffy goes after the Baroque Works head honcho, to the point of using his own blood to counter crocodile's sand attacks. Luffy stays on the offensive all the way through. Even when he's grazed by crocodile's poison hook, he doesn't succumb to the scorpion venom that should have left him paralyzed, a running theme throughout the series. This time the Luffy is fighting for his Nakama Princess Vivi. In this case, even the cold-blooded crocodile can't help but eventually be impressed by Luffy, and is resolved to surpass him to protect his friends right before the young pirate blows him up to the sky, defeated. Coming in at number 7 are the only two lieutenants to make the ranks of these supernovas. If you haven't guessed already, it's Zoro's killer, or rather killer's deranged alter ego Gomes. The manslayer. Not surprisingly, this is no simple sword fight for one. The two men have 5 blades between the gummazote, matching Zoro's 3 swordplay, with a pair of giant sides, slashing and swinging to mortally wounded, not killed. The two opponents never give their blades the rest. That means we're in for a super fast, supercharged encounter. The leads off the ground and leaves the pulsing blood blows hot and free, and the pristine white snow that gently envelopes Ringo, a picturesque region, in 1 hour. In a well-matched fight, Zoro still shows us why he deserves to take on the mantle of the world's greatest showman. Having a side piece, his chest doesn't deter him from dispatching his challenger to help with one last heavenly attack. One Piece may be one of the biggest anime out there, but do you know that it can't be watched legally in some places? And the list keeps getting crazier, as at number 6, we have the Rumble Fruit user NL fighting Rubberman Luffy. In the idyllic sky, in the sky pan, NL reigns supreme as God, with his lightning manipulation powers and mastery of mantra or observation haki, which allows him to predict his opponent's next move. For Luffy, his Robert abilities make him NL's natural enemy, and capable of negating his lightning bolts. And Rose NL releases his most powerful attack, but the outcome is clear by now. Luffy pulverizers, no bringing the fight to a ringing end. The most heartbreaking fight on this list, we have two friends, Luffy and Gooseup, facing off at number 5, Monkeys. The catalyst is Luffy, his decision to call time on their beloved ship. The Going Merry Usopp doesn't take the news. World matters escalate to the point where Usopp challenges his captain to a job, with both staking their pride as men on it, but to begin to fight each other in all sincerity. And Luffy, in the beginning, gets caught up in all sorts pace, knowing all his weaknesses. The long nose, the Straw Hat fights earnestly with shuriken caltrops and an ingenious use of an impact dial source from Skypier. However, nursing serious injuries inflicted on him earlier by the Frankie family, who saw his left unconscious after failing to dodge a direct strike from Luffy, as the rest of the crew members look on mortified. Even Mary seems to be crying at this harrowing scene, trying to contain his tears. Luffy leaves the ship to Salt and walks away, leaving his friend in a crumpled heap. This is the moment our carefree hero realizes what being a captain of a ship truly means. Ordered Mordor. No top 10 fight list is complete without the Luffy Dafe hockey spectacle, which makes the cut at number 4. What begins as a 2 versus 1 fight is left to Luffy to settle after Duffy incapacitates Law, with both opponents wielding the same conkers. Hockey, the level of power and destruction is off the charts. Deep crimson flames leap and explode each time that to tangle, but only Luffy, he never disappoints under pressure. And so Gear 4th is revealed, biting into his forearm. Luffy's upper body expands, and his ultimate hockey claims the dangerous red, accompanied by Kabuki Dramatics Bounce Man, is the most visually striking of Luffy. His level ups in the end, it's Luffy is King Kong gun against Duffy's hockey, enhanced 60 and holy bullets, God Fred, and we all know who emerges victorious. With no hockey, a much stronger opponent, and a desperate desire to save Rob and Luffy's fight with Rob Lucci is next to number 3. You have declared war on the world government. At any lobby, the Straw Hats appears stronger and more confident. But before they can reach Robin, they must get past the CP9 agents. The toughest of the lot falls on Luffy is Plate Lucci. A leopard human hybrid proves a formidable opponent up against Lucci. His body hardening technique. The captain of the Straw Hats struggles to keep up just with his second gear. A fierce battle leads to Luffy unveiling Gear 3rd, blowing up his arm into a gigantic bone balloon. He smashes Luffy through a wall and onto a marine battleship, but Luffy can only use Gear 3rd for a minute, shrinking to the size of a child after his time is up. Lucci proves far too strong for Luffy, who is knocked senseless and seems to be out for the count. That's too soft. Throws down his Soul Gay King mask and urges Luffy to stand up and fight back, a moment that sends shivers down our spines. It's the first time Musa has faced Luffy as himself after their fight. Spurred on by assault, Luffy keeps standing till he eventually knocks out Lucci in an impossible turn of fortune. Dumb, that's yes. It's the sweet General Charlotte Katakuri versus Luffy in the runners-up spot. Big Mom's second son is a master of Conker's hockey and has a devil fruit ability like Luffy. But what sets him apart is his observation hockey, which allows him to see a little into the future. This means he can dodge Luffy's attacks with ease, convinced that Luffy can't defeat him. He lets his guard down to have tea and donuts in seclusion, only for the Straw Hats captured to gatecrash his little party and expose his face, which is a closely guarded secret. Rage gives way to grudging admiration as Gatagori acknowledges Luffy's tenacity and to resume their fight, this time as equals. What makes it a truly worthy contender on this list is that it serves as a window to the characters of both fighters. Relief is impaled by Katakuri's spear due to his sister's intervention. The sweet gentle reveals his gentleman warrior side by stabbing himself and uncovering his face to make the fight fair. At the very end, when he falls on his back for the very first time in a fight, it's a tribute to Luffy, whom he now considers his first real challenge. A war moment plays out as Luffy returns the favor, covering up his former rival's face. That brings us to the top price, and number 1 is Luffy Law, Kid Zoro, and Killer taking on not one but 2 Yonkos in the ongoing Wanna Walk. Having finally reached the roof of Only Guys, she marked the 5 challenges, have an impossible job on their hands, defeat Kato and Big Mom, who have unfortunately formed an unlikely alliance. It's twice the treble and double the danger. The young ones, who make up almost half of the notorious rookie group called the Supernovas, do start off strong. They come out all guns blazing, putting their biggest moves on display and showing incredible results. Kato takes a massive hit from Luffy and is knocked out early on in the fight. Big Mama, playing the supporting role, also has her attacks thwarted with his flashy weapons and extravagant attacks. This fight between 2 of the greatest pirate alliances is all about shock and awe. It manages to keep the audience on the edge of their seats and wondering what's about to come next. While every player in the meal is outstanding, Sorrow deserves a special shout out. The ever dependable Straw Hats crew member not only saves his captain from certain death, but also dares leave a gaping wound on Chido's dragon body with his newly inherited sword, since the action is far from over. And alas, steals tease Kaido, being provoked into unveiling a new and dangerous human beast. For the question on everyone's mind, is we'll have 5 challenges get out of this alive victory. I'm afraid is still a faraway dream. Not that we should ever stop dreaming. And that's it for the 10 best fights in One Piece. Let me know if your favorite fights made the list and leave a comment for anything else you'd like to say. Press like if you enjoyed the video and do subscribe to my channel for more anime content and top 10s. See you soon.